It's your boy Nova ZDENT coming back to you again. I know it's been a while. We're gonna get there, trust me. Um, I know last week I said when I reacted to Adam's Big Joel's Little Joel channel about Adam something calling out the left in general about the dating advice that they give or non-advice, and why he was giving advice when he wasn't saying anything in that. But I did say in that video I was gonna do a reaction to Adam something's actual advice because I thought it was very high school, and I mean he might be a lot younger than me. I watch all his content. I mean, I watch a decent amount of his content, but I'm not sure how old he is. Um, but it sounds like pedestrian content, and it may actually uh, go into what he's saying about the left being unable to give good advice. There's some things that are good. Don't get me wrong, but there are some things that sound absolutely insane, like what a person writing a dating show would write as the advice they'd give in that dating show. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't feel real. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and I found a good spot to be able to start. We're gonna go ahead and go through his advice, and you be the judge for yourself, right? If you listen to it in the background, fantastic. You don't really need to watch a lot of this. Put me on in the background. Go cook. Drive. Do whatever you do. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Fire. Now start making the monkey sounds. Stand real close to the fire so that you will sustain at least second-degree burns. This shall be your mark of the alpha male. Now press down the lever and extinguish that fire. Also remember, women are subhuman and Jews run the world. And this is my big issue with dating advice on the left.
I mean, obviously, if you're not watching it, hold on. Okay, if you're not watching it, there's a picture of the dude the guy who looks kind of like Andrew Tate, who does the ballroom dancing. He had him up there because he was making fun of Andrew Tate, but out of context and without watching it, that sounds hilarious. That's not the advice, right? That's not hilarious as in ha, don't get me canceled on that, but hilarious as in like out of context. That's pretty funny. So just so you have context of what he was talking about.
It's not really advice, just a bunch of useless platitudes. Be nice, respect women, go outside, work on yourself. Yeah, great, thanks. But how do I get the girl I like to date me? Why are we so afraid of giving useful, practical advice? Like, can you imagine this in any other context? Like a young boy goes to their parents and be like, hey, mom, dad, I've been pretty anxious and depressive lately. Can you help? And then the parents are like, well, have you tried being happy? Oh no, if your parents know what they're doing, they're like, alright son, are you smoking weed? Cut that shit out. Always go to bed at the same time, always wake up at the same time, structure your day, go outside, meet with your friends, smell fresh air, get some sunlight, eat healthy, shower every day, feel clean, and always keep your room tidy. This is good, practical advice.
What's crazy? Like, coming up in my household, my parents were always in survival mode, right? Like working, just trying to make it happen. I got a lot of siblings, right? And we're just trying to, they're just trying to do what it does, and their parents before them did the same thing. A lot of bad decisions made by a lot of people, including myself, in life that kind of perpetuate that cycle. But it is kind of funny how now that I've gotten older, giving practical advice, I do it to my oldest all the time. Like when he says something, I try to get him to work through it, right? Before I give him any advice. And then the advice I usually give him is pretty basic stuff. Um, and it is kind of funny that even just that step is something I didn't get when I was younger. And I know he's saying like it is matter of fact. But like I said in my last video, sometimes things that are matter of fact are a big deal when it's heard from someone in a position of authority. And I just think it's funny that, like, yeah, like if your parents are out there giving you what they would consider regular everyday knowledge, well, you are young and you don't have that experience yet, so they should give you that knowledge.
On the other hand, advice like Big Joel's is not really advice, it's more like inspiration. But young insecure boys are not looking for inspiration. They are not 40-something Pinterest wine moms. They want instructions. What do I do? What do I not do? How do I succeed? Tell me. And Andrew Tate and people like him are more than happy to give them instructions. Very stupid and harmful instructions, but for many young boys, this is better than just aimlessly floating down the river without a rudder, as evidenced by Tate becoming a globally popular influencer. Meanwhile, there are good, healthy, and very useful instructions to be given to young boys, free of all the far-right BS. But it seems like no one on the left is willing or able to give it.
Hey, so the screen says, ask her about the tabletop game that Adam something is making. Is he making one? Are you making one? I'm going to tag you in this. Hopefully you see this video. I'm going to check in it myself, but are you making a tabletop game? Should I be aware of this? Is it about travel, about transit? Like, it's going to be like Dungeons and Dragons, but with modes of transportation? Should I be aware of this? Is there a Kickstarter?
Except for one person. Me. See, about a year ago, I've actually put together a comprehensive dating guide, mostly for men, but it's gender neutral. I wanted to have it published as a book, but then I was like, oh wait, I have a YouTube channel. I have the guide as a Google Doc, about 90 pages long. And in this video, I'm going to give you the quick and summarized version. I'll be simplifying a lot, but if you want the full, comprehensive version, you will find it right down in the description. It is completely free. I am not asking you for any money. Just go and read it. I hope it will be helpful to you. Oh, and support me on Patreon if you want to. Also, author's note, if I sound funny from this point on, that's because I got COVID halfway through the recording.
You know, we'll go through that at some point. Like I said, it's been a while since I watched this, so I'm refreshing myself as we go through this. But you know, obviously he's gonna probably give us spark notes or cliff notes in this video. But I'm gonna go through and actually read that and give a critique over the entire thing. But let's enjoy this how it is right now.
So there's that. So, alright, dating. How does it work? How do you get a girlfriend? I'm going to assume that you're a guy looking for a girlfriend, and if you're not, I trust you will fill in the blanks. So, step
Picture's
1.
crazy.
How
You
does
got thick
attraction
Andrew
work?
Tate on the
And
right.
here I will borrow an idea from right-wing dating gurus. They have this attraction scale from 0 to 100, which I think is a pretty useful representation tool. On it, 100 is
Okay, so oh, he's about to explain it, right? If it's got 0, utter indifference. I don't think that's strong enough. Like if you're not interested, you might not be utterly indifferent. You might be disgusted. Like I think you're starting from a bad point there. The tipping point, I'm assuming that's what he's going to say, where it's like if it's 49, they're not interested enough, or if it's 51, they're just interested enough, and 100 is they're all in on it. But I don't think utter indifference is a good place to start. You can repulse some people with just your presence.
absolute blind love, and 0 is complete and utter indifference. 50 is the tipping point. Above 50, you're attracted. Below 50, you're not. When you see someone, you put them
I
on
don't
this
agree with that.
scale. Suppose you're a guy who likes girls. You see a girl, you put her on the scale. Like, ooh, damn, she's friggin' hot. I literally can't take my eyes off her. That's like a 90. Oh, okay, she's cute. That's around 70 or so. Fine. 51. Nah. 49. And then below 49, it's just variations of, not my type. And girls do the same to you. They look at you and put you on their own scale. Okay, so what's needed on your end for girls to find you
I will say that what I don't like about how he started this, and obviously he's gonna say, and I get it. It's I'm bean souping this right. He's saying that the attraction scales from 0 to 100. He's going off pure physical attraction, right? Like first impressions. As guys, and this is gonna be anecdotal, right? But I've had the same friends almost my entire adult life. Most of them are in long-term relationships. Even the ones who aren't, we usually have a consensus on this, right? If you find a girl at least decently palatable, I wouldn't even say 49. Sometimes you see a 10, like she's 0, like 1 on a 10 scale, right? But she may flash you a good smile. She may be polite when you speak. And I get that this may be some thing where he's saying like only as in like she's across the bar. Do you like how she looks? You haven't done anything else besides look at that. And I don't think that's enough to go on personally. Even if you're cold opening, like you got to look for signs, like And obviously this sounds like too academic in my opinion on this. But what I'm saying, you'll get what I'm saying if you dated any in your life. You can have a starting point with looks, but over the course of the night, like you can peep game. You see she got a nice smile. She laughs a lot. Or if your type is like RBF or something like that, like she can display other qualities that let you know that it may be something worth pursuing beside her just being physically attractive in a conventional sense, right?
attractive, meaning 51 or above? Do you need to be a 2-meter tall, 90-degree square jaw mewing champion ripped gigachad with 2% body fat? No, absolutely.
But it would help. Like it would help. Like I think we all understand that men and women see attraction differently, and it would help you if you were. I'm assuming 2 meters is 6 feet in not freedom units. 90-degree jaw, like clavicular type stuff. Mewing is when you go like and you try to angle your jaw constantly so it positions itself over time in that new frame. It ripped and 2% body fat is kind of crazy. I think you die at 2% body fat, but it would help if you were at lower body fat. We know this, man. Don't pretend like it wouldn't.
Absolutely not. Because attraction is subjective and unpredictable. Some girls will just find you attractive for whatever strange reason. Don't
Sure.
question it, don't investigate it, just be glad about it.
Really bad advice. Don't question it. Don't investigate it. Just be glad about it. Even if he's being hyperbolic, figure out what if you if you date 4 or 5 women, there's something about you that they like. Now, it might not be the same thing across the board. If there's a list of 10 things that make you you, all 10 of those things aren't going to be things that they like, but there's going to be a cross section of things that they enjoy, and you've got to figure out what that is, and then you've got to figure out what they didn't like, right? If you play sports, you don't just refine what you're good at. You hone that, you right, but you shore up your weaknesses. If you can't dribble to your left, you spend a lot of your practice time dribbling to the left. You already know how to shoot, you already know hit that layup, that crossover, but your inability to dribble to your left is going to hamper your game forever. If you know that women are like, oh, you were great, but you just can't hold a conversation. Well, okay, well, why? Like, am I not asking you're interested enough? Am I not interesting? You do question it. You do investigate. You do refine. Don't just be glad. Don't be complacent.
As long as you look healthy, look clean, and dress okay, some girls will find you physically attractive. And that is all you need to start. The girl doesn't need.
Now, he is right. Looking healthy. It's not just about being in shape. Look like you take care of yourself. Clean up, shave, get your hair done, get your retwist. Get a lineup. I don't really have a lineup right now, but get a retwist. Dress well, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't you can still maintain your style. One of the things that I when I was younger, and a lot of men may be on the same page, right? I thought that only one style could be professional, or one style could be suitable for a date or stuff like that. But as I got older, you realize that you can wear anything well. There are terrible versions of suits, good versions of suits, bad polos, good polos, a nice casual t-shirt, or one that can kind of elevate your outfit, stuff like that. I got a buddy, man, like he helped us step all of our game up, man. Like when we go to the function, we go once a year, we go to a different state for this little function type stuff, right? Most of us bring like 2, 3 outfits, just because we know he might have when we get to the function, he might have one outfit on. Then we'll go to dinner afterward, and he said he don't want to wear that same, because that's not suitable for where we're going for dinner. We might go to a nicer place. He's not going to wear his lounging about stuff there. So he's got outfit changes, even though we out of town, just one day. So we kind of step that up. You can do different things with different stuff. And it's something to be aware of, that if you aren't willing to be outside your comfort zone or level up, you aren't going to attract what you most likely are interested in.
Need to be crazy about you from the start. If you just make it with 51, so barely passing her bar, that's good enough. Conversely, if she only barely passes your bar, that's also good enough. If a girl is a 51 for you, but then on dates she turns out to be the coolest person ever, you'll be in love with her before you know it. Likewise, if you are just a 51 for her, but you do things right and she likes your vibes, she will also be in love with you soon enough. So don't worry, as long as you both pace.
Now, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. Now, you can crucify him if you want to. It is a lot harder for her to become more impressed by you than it is for you to be impressed by her. Now, obviously, oh, not my girl. Like, I was a shit show when I first met her, and then over time she got to. No, 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 no. You may be an edge case, but most men will agree. Like, what you used to do today or what you did yesterday is not worth as much to her later. And that's just kind of how humans are. It's a hedonic treadmill. In my experience, women's hedonic treadmill runs a lot faster than men's, right? Like, stuff that she thought was cute a year ago annoys the hell out of her a year later, because it's just, that's just how it goes. But stuff that you found cute a year ago may still be cute now. It's, if she isn't as interested in you as you think she should be, you can make a couple attempts, like, say, hey, am I doing anything wrong? Is there something I can do better? But sometimes it's just not there. Like, she can't improve how she looks at you beyond the first thing you had on deck, right? I just know from, and again, it's anecdotal, from the men I know and the women I know, it's much easier for a woman to move up spots in your life than it is for you to move up spots in her life.
Each other's bar, have at it. So you go and meet girls, and so out of 10 girls, maybe 3 will find you attractive, so for them you're above 50. And out of those 3, 2 will be in a relationship, so not available. You are looking for girls who are single and available for reasons that I hope are obvious. So that leaves 1 girl out of 10. But you don't like her. For you, she's below 50. Damn. So 0 out of 10. That sucks, but also, that's okay, dude. Dating is a numbers game. All you need to do is keep going. Luckily, there are ways ways to meet an industrial amount of women on a budget, so don't worry. So, meeting girls. If you want to meet girls, you can do it in real life or online. If you do it in person, you just walk up to them and strike up a conversation. Make sure to have something in common first, attending the same event, doing the same thing, that sort of stuff. Simply make sure that in that
That's not always possible. You can't make sure you have something in common before you talk. Like it's if if you're at the same place, most like just you being in the same area, you probably have an interest, but you can't guarantee that what you guys are currently doing is something that you have in common. You have to suss that out. You have to. That's how you get to know somebody. The getting to know somebody process is finding out what you have in common. You can't guarantee whatever you have going on right this second is the link that you'll have going forward.
situation, striking up a conversation is socially acceptable. So have a light-hearted conversation, and if you think it goes well, meaning she's engaged in it, not just yes or no answers, then you ask for her phone number. Hey, it's been fun talking to you. What's your number?
Sure.
Then, once asking, you shut up. She either gives it to you or not. If not, she is not interested. If she does, she is likely interested. So why the phone? Because it's more intimate than texting or social media. Yet it is socially acceptable. You're
Archaic. You do not have to talk to people on the phone. In fact, I, it may seem counterintuitive to I don't know who, but you don't have to. If it's good to talk on the phone, sure, it's great to hear a voice, get intonation. Text is kind of hard to convey tone, but you don't have to talk on the phone. You can those first couple links or first couple days can be through text. The date is for that. Like once you become one of the good things about technology is that you don't have to force things. Forced interaction kind of can make or break you, but it's not a great thing for some people. But you do have the ability to get to know somebody and figure out before you even get to the talking part of it if you're interested in that person, if they're interested in you. You don't have to talk on the phone. This is bad advice. It's not terrible advice, but it is bad advice.
Gauging her interest here. Do you like me enough to bear the slight discomfort of giving you my number? But using the phone is like super scary. Yeah, shut up, dude. If my 85-year-old grandmother can use the phone without getting a heart attack, then so can your Zoomer ass. So I don't want to hear it. Once you get her number, say goodbye and leave. No lingering.
Ass. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible. If you're not looking at the screen, once you get her number, leave. No, man. If you're having a good time, you can still talk to her. This is high school stuff. Like this isn't even high school stuff. Because at least you can interact with her during class periods, right? Intentionally cutting contact when you've broken the ice. The icebreaker is the hardest part. You can tell Adam. I don't know what he does for a living beside YouTube, but if he has a job in his everyday life, it's not sales. Because in sales, once you break that open, once you get that cold open, once you cold call somebody and you get interest, you don't just say, "All right, have a great day. I'll call you back." No, you kind of pry. Obviously, it's a little bit more predatory if you look at it as a sales thing, but you scale it back a little bit. If she is showing you interest, you stop talking when you feel that there's nothing left to talk about. You don't go, okay, great, now I got your number. Have a great day. Like you won something. That's gross.
It's awkward. And then, after waiting 4 to 5 days, you call her and invite her on a coffee
4 to
date.
5
A
days.
half
That's
an hour
crazy.
to hour get together in a safe, high traffic, neutral place where each of you will have 1 or 2 coffees and try to feel each other out. Is this person giving me good vibes? Are they worthy of a longer, more expensive regular date at a restaurant? And who pays the bill? My rule of thumb: the person who invites. You can tell her that if she tries to pay her way. This is clean, simple, gender neutral.
The rest of that was great. Waiting 4 to 5 days to talk to somebody after you had a good conversation with them is incredibly stupid. It's childish. It doesn't make any sense. If you're having a good time with them, go out right that second. If you guys have nothing going on, like obviously we kind of want to prepare for a date or whatever. But he's talking about like if you want to go get a coffee, I don't know why he's limited it to 1 or 2. Why would you? If you want to drink 3 coffees because you're having a good time, drink 3 coffees. Like if she's drinking 2 coffees at a time, that's kind of weird. You might want to ask about that. That's a little odd, right? If she's sipping 1 coffee the whole time, maybe that's just her vibe. You know what I'm saying? But that's stuff you can figure out while you're having this get together. Why does it have to be 30 to 60 minutes? If you're having a great time and then you want to move on to a second spot, you know how many times back in the day, you know, you have a conversation in one spot and the vibe is okay, but it's not great. You're feeling a little bit something different. You move to a second spot and a third spot, and that's just kind of how the day goes, right? His rule of thumb of who the person who invite pays is important if that's what you're looking for. I will say, obviously, it's not a one size fits all, but as a left leaning person, you know, egalitarianism stuff like that, I'm into that, but I'm also more into, look, I'll show you some sacrifice because I know hopefully later you'll show me some sacrifice and we'll keep it popping. Obviously, I don't do it anymore. I'm married, but like back in the whole dating days, you showed people that you were willing to sacrifice for them and you expected sacrifice from them, right? But also, there's some people out there who want a traditional, completely like, woman stays home from work. I don't know how you can afford it in this day and age. I need your secrets. Um, but you stay home from work, I handle all the stuff. If you wouldn't be putting your best foot forward by asking her to pay on a date, if you planned on, as you guys develop this relationship, she gives up her career or she puts it on the back burner for a family, you kind of got to establish that from the front. So depending on the way you plan on having your life work out, is the way you should date. You should date intentionally, but you should figure out what that means before you even go. Like if she invites you, but you know you're a traditional man or what have you, whatever, you expect to pay. If you know that you're more to equal, hey, it's you invited me, you pay. I'll catch a couple of them, you catch a couple of them. You say that before you can go out. You don't leave that up to chance. You don't leave the circumstance. You don't let the moment feel itself out. Because if you know that your expectation that it's going to be egalitarian, and you say, hey, you invited me out. Are you going to pay this time? She go, ew, that's a turnoff. Great. You didn't waste any time. You had a great. You guys go your separate ways and you can continue your search. But the 4 to 5 day things is crazy. Everything else is pretty acceptable, but don't limit yourself. This advice of limiting yourself is actually really limiting. I know I'm saying it in a thing, but yeah, don't take that part of his advice.
Neutral and socially accepted. If she wants to pay, she can always invite you out. Also, why wait 4 to 5 days to call? Because every desperate loser calls her the
No, they
day
don't.
of or the next day. You will be different.
No, they don't. Nobody's calling anybody. If obviously a lot of this stuff is internet stuff, but if you're on the internet long enough, you see that everybody's having a loneliness epidemic where nobody's calling anybody, nobody's going outside. That would set you apart to be forward. It would set you apart to show initiative. Like I don't know. Again, I don't know if he's in a relationship right now or if he's married, but this is terrible advice, and you're gonna get left behind taking this person's advice.
And show her that you aren't in fact a desperate loser. You are in no rush. You take your time. Just don't wait too long because then it's insulting. 4 or 5 days. Call her after regular work hours. When calling her, first have a short, about a minute long lighthearted convo, then invite her out. Listen, I'd like to take you out for coffee. How about X day, Y time, at Z location? Notice how I make it clear what I want to do and give her the full package. Day, time, place. She has all the information to make the decision to accept or not. If she accepts, great. If not, reschedule it with her. Once you set the date with her, say alright, thank you, see you then, and then hang up. Importantly, the phone is only for setting dates. You will do the talking on the dates. Don't use up all your convo topics in advance. This includes texting. Don't text between dates. Once you have a date set with her, the next
Awful, awful. I forgot I watched this. That's how that's how bad this advice is. The phone is not only for setting dates, unless we live in like the 1980s, and even then, I'm not sure how they existed in the 1980s. Imagine this presents two problems, multiple problems, but I'm gonna highlight two. One, you could be really interested in this person and they could be really interested in you, and you're setting an arbitrary block for no reason, right? Like the secondary problem is that you're a boring person, right? If you're not going to run out of topics. If you plan on dating intentionally, I'm not talking one night stands, all this stuff. Right? If you're dating intentionally, you'll never run out of stuff to talk about with the person you're meant to be with, right? Like things don't work out, well, whatever. I'm not talking about that. You should be dating hoping things work out. You will never run out of things to talk about, or you're okay with dead air. There's nothing. Silence is fine. If a silence goes too long because you both are out of stuff, it may not be the right function. You may not be in the right atmosphere. All of these things can be worked on and managed. That's stupid. That's an idiotic thing. Don't let him. Oh my God, this is actually helping his argument in this original video. The left is terrible at dating advice. This is awful. Let me be that dude, because this is terrible dating advice. You can have meaningful conversations on the phone, through text, in person, on Skype, smoke signals. If you are an interesting person, you can make that happen.
next thing you should do is to show up at the exact time, at the location, on that day. Until then, you have no reason to reach out to her unless to reschedule or something. Like if something super important comes up for you and you absolutely have to reschedule. On the other hand, if she texts you in between, just wanting to talk about some random stuff, that's great, a sign of interest. Then just tell her that you can't wait to discuss all of that on the date. Okay,
like a
so this is all
business
very
deal.
nice, but what happens if she doesn't pick up the phone? If she doesn't pick up, just send her a text message. Hey, this is your first name. Please call me back on this number. Then you write down your number just in case. If you don't get a call back, there's your answer. She's not interested. That means she's out. Look, I know that sucks, I know that's bad, but consider this. If she likes you, she will make it easy for you. There is no such thing as hard to get. There is just, I'm not interested, or mental illness, and you don't care about either. If the girl genuinely likes you and wants to see you, you will have an easy time making dates with her. She will show up. If she can't make it, she will help you reschedule. She will make sure that she will get in front of your face on a date. Alright, this is the gold standard. Keep this in mind. Because I have seen so many guys, including friends of mine, who are like, so I've been trying to get this single and available girl on a date for 2 months now, but like, it's really difficult, man. It's like, dude, what are you doing? If she liked you, you would have an easy time making a date with her. But you, in fact, are having the opposite of that. You are having a hard time making a date with her. And so what exactly does that tell you about her interest towards you? Yeah, right. So just go look for someone else. Someone who actually likes you. Alright, so with that, let's
Okay,
talk about
no notes. That whole section was A1. If she likes you, she will make it easy. In fact, she will be on you to make things happen, right? Like if a woman likes you, she will remove every obstacle to get your time, to get her time. If she does not think you're worth her time, you've got to earn her time, right? Anybody who thinks that you show, oh, he got to treat me, he got to take me out, he got to do this, Ruth, Chris, Woo, whatever, that woman does not like you, because after you take her out to eat, she is taking that to go plate over to some dude who's not qualified to date her, but good enough to throw meat at her, right? You do not want to be the first guy. It's okay to be the second guy for a while. Like, you can be the guy who, oh, she's, get a text at 3 a.m. She's like, hey, got some rib tips coming over, drop some meat in me too. And you're like, wow, okay, I don't know what I did to earn this. It's because some guy took her out the first time to prove that he was worth her time. And she's bringing the sure thing, some food to get his energy up, right? You do not want to be that first person. So no notes on that one. If she likes you, she will make it easy for you. Now, unless she's taking really bad dating advice from some woman on the left who's telling her not to contact you 4 to 5 days after a date.
online dating, which is very similar. For online dating, you need photos and maybe a bio. Your photos will do 99% of the work, with your bio counting for about 1%. On your photos, you should be clean, smiling, well-dressed, well-lit, doing normal things, not pushing your face into the camera, not be a microscopic dot in a wide-angle panorama shot, and not wear any sunglasses. People want to see your eyes. Have a photo of you in your casual clothes, formal clothes, with some kind of pet, and or you doing your hobby. Then start swiping. On Bumble, Tinder is utter shit. On Bumble, girls have to initiate, which is much better for everyone involved. If you get a match, have a light-hearted, fun conversation. After a dozen meaningful messages each, invite her out on a coffee date.
Stop having arbitrary goals. You do not need 12 substantial messages to invite somebody out. It needs to feel right. Oh, what does that feel like? That's not substantive. No. Okay. If something feels scary. You know if something tastes good. You know if something makes you feel happy. You can eat something for the first time and go, "Ooh, I like that," or "Ooh, I do not like that," or I need another couple bites." Treat dating that way. You don't need it. If you get 12 messages and you're not feeling it, that's crazy. Like, not crazy as in like it's bad, as in like it's crazy to invite her out, right? You can tell that that wouldn't make any sense. Or if she's like, "Hey, I can't talk right now. I'm watching this episode of Regular Ragnarok, and Loki, Hades is fighting, and I've been waiting to see this all the time. Can I text you back in like 15 minutes?" You're like, "Oh man, I like that. I like what you got going on." I'm gonna let her know, like, "Yeah, me too. I just watched that episode, whatever." And she may go, "Oh, cool. I'll text you right back. Now we got something to talk about." You don't need 12 messages to know. You need 3 episodes to know if an anime is good. You don't need 12 messages to know if that person is worth your time. You want to get a link and see if y'all can finish a series together because you've already got your end. You don't set arbitrary nonsense to open the door to something you can feel out. Even if you get it wrong, that just lets you kind of know, okay, well, that was the wrong feeling. I'll know better next time.
Definite day, time, and place. If she declines, like she says she wants to talk some more, that's fine, a dozen more meaningful messages each. After that, if she says no again, she's not interested. She wants a conversation partner, not a romantic one. Unmatch, next. You won't ask for girls' numbers through dating apps. You do that in person, and
So remember what he said a couple slides ago. He said you don't want to seem desperate. So he's saying now, If you send 12 messages and it's kind of okay, cool, you send another 12 and she's not immediately interested. So 24 substantive messages, whatever that arbitrary number or feeling means, immediately unmatch her and move along. No, man, if you're confident, if you live in a, what did a red pillar say? Um, if you live in a, don't have a scarcity mindset. That's what they say. If you think in abundance, right? You man, if you've got 14 texting partners open while you're trying to find somebody worth talking to, cool. You're not worried about that. You're not. You've got enough energy for all 24 conversations because they're not substantive. Maybe two or three are. Then you worry about those. Then you trim those numbers down. Don't set arbitrary limits on your time. You set your whatever standard you can uphold on your time. It may be 12, but what he's saying is like, oh, if you're not ready right now, I'm getting rid of you. Well, that sounds desperate. She might not know that you're desperate, but you are desperate.
At the end of the coffee date if things went well. If they did not go well, like you weren't feeling it and or she turned out to be a huge idiot, no asking for numbers. Thanks for coming, it was fun. Goodbye. Unmatch, next. The coffee date will be your first stop almost always. There are some edge cases detailed in the document, link below. Oh, and at the end of the coffee date, you do not kiss. This is just a vibe check meetup. Don't get ahead of yourself. So after the coffee date, you have her
Again, arbitrary, man. If the vibe is right, do what you feel is comfortable. If you have to set limits on yourself, man, why? What are you getting out of that? There's no exact formula for most things except, I mean, unless you're doing science. I'm sure there's an exact formula for elements. Don't get me wrong. Somebody's gonna what about me in the comments. But you yes, I get it. You need what he's saying in his last video that people aren't giving advice that has checks, balances, actionable things, and stuff of that nature. He's going way too far. You can't boil this down to an exact number of things. It is a feeling. It is this thing may work often than most things, but it is not if I do this thing every time it should work out. You've got to be able to roll with the punches. That's the skill that will have you do well in dating. Your ability to improvise and work off schedule. That's what to get you where you need to be.
number. The coffee date went well. She's cute. You both find each other pleasant. Nice. Wait 4 to 5 days, call her and ask her out on a regular date at a restaurant. Day, time, place given. Oh, and tell her in advance that you're going to eat. You don't want her to show up to dinner with a full stomach. Oh, and just a quick note, if during those 4 to 5 days of waiting, she reaches out to you for any reason in any way, that's great. You got incoming, use it to set up the next date. If she's coming at you, you don't wait, the 4 to 5 days rule goes out the window, you set the date. Alright, so on the date, you sit down, order food.
I just want to point this out. I just thought about this. This man is putting you a minimum of 10 days out for buns. I'm not. I know that's a crazy thought, right? Like I know that's not the way I should be looking at this, but he's talking from the moment you speak to the moment you get buns is a minimum of 10 days, assuming that you you had the big date on day 10. I don't know if you like that number. I don't know what number you think is appropriate, but I don't know if that was the best number. 10 days between if I don't.
And talk. Of course, this is all written about in great detail in the Google Doc. Do check it out below, don't just rely on this video. Now, on dates, if both of you do things right, your feelings for each other will grow. Both of you will go up on the scale. If one of you screws up, that person goes down the scale for the other. Like you meet her and she's super cool and you like her a lot, but then she's like super rude to the waiters, and it's like, oh, well, that sucks. Now, if you screw up too much, you risk going below 50. And that, I'm afraid, is a one-way ticket. Going below 50 means turning off the other person for good. There is no salvaging that. You're dead. Once the spell is broken, it's gone forever. Time to look for someone else and not screw up this time. Now, what if she dates others beside you? It can happen.
Now I know he can't be in a long-term relationship, right? It ebbs and flows. You don't feel 51 every day, just like you're not 100% every day. You're giving your best that you can all the time. Like you can recover from that. Like there are some things like I read some. I'm gonna do a video on it. Like my wife told me, sent me a TikTok earlier. So funny. I'm gonna have to do a video on it about weird icks. But you read the icks, you're like, yeah, no, these are all valid. Like a lot of icks, these are some crazy things. Like dude had a fedora collection. A collection, bro. One fedora is too many fedoras. Nobody can pull those off. But a collection, and she said it was right on top of his bow ties. Like he had a bow tie for each fedora. Run, you got it. But you, for the most part, you can recover from anything. If she doesn't, I will say he mentioned one thing that is a complete nah. Don't worry about it. If she's rude to wait staff, That's a zero. She could be the hottest woman in the world. You're rude to people whose job it is to serve you. Zero. Don't worry about it. That's good advice. Everything else, ass.
And it's completely okay. And I recommend you do the same. It balances you out like crazy. And don't worry, those other guys are probably clueless. They will fall off soon enough and you'll be the only one left. If you follow the stuff I wrote in the book anyway. Okay, so after 7 to 8 dates with a girl, if you did things right, you might start hearing things like, oh, I want to introduce you to my friends, relatives, etc. Great. That's boyfriend-girlfriend stuff. You can then innocently nail things down right there. Oh, that sounds like something a couple would do. And then she's like, well, I thought we were. And then you're like, well, are you seeing anyone else beside me? And she ideally says, nope. Then you say, great, then we are boyfriend-girlfriend. And then you drop everyone else you're seeing on the side. Being boyfriend-girlfriend means exclusive. That means only one person,
That's
and you will
Chuck
expect the same from
Other
your
type of
partner.
relationship
And
out
with
there.
that, congratulations, you have a girlfriend, at long last. From this point, it all comes down to relationship maintenance, which I also detail in the Google Doc. So once again, for the 6th time or something, do check it out. Especially if you would like to yell at me over stuff I've said in this video. Go read the doc, see what I meant in detail. If you still disagree, then you are free not to apply what I told you. Alright? Cool, thanks. And so I hope all of this will be helpful to you, especially if you're a young, lonely guy who doesn't know how to date. Don't go to the incel crowd, don't go to the dating gurus. I am giving you everything you need for success, and I will never ask you for money for any of it. It's right there, for free, have fun, enjoy. And with that, thank you for watching, and do check out
Oh, I'm gonna let him play the ad. You got to. I gotta respect that.
Henson, the sponsor of today's video. Their link is also in the description, and I'll be seeing you next time.
Okay, so don't listen to most of what he said. I am gonna read the doc because I got to see if he gets any better in detail. But if you can't, I'm just going to piss off my One Piece crowd. If you can't summarize what you have going in like a couple sentences or like 350 episodes, you must not be good at what you're doing. But I will go look at it. So he had some things that are decent, right? And there may be a cultural difference. I just want you to remember that last slide. He said 7 to 8 dates in, and now you're doing couple talk. Man, come on, man. Like, I don't, so think about it a minute. He's saying 4 to 5 days between each date. You're telling me 5 days. You're telling me we're 35 days in before I might get buns, or 35 days in before we're having important. Well, now I know that doesn't sound like a lot, right? But it depends on where you are. Like he sounds intentional with the way he's talking about things, but that would imply to me very casual. Like, you don't, like I said, there's no time frame on these things. Man. If you go on a date today and then you're interested and you go on a date 2 days later, nothing wrong with that, man. Like if you go on a date today and then you're playing your options or she's doing her thing and you come back up 2 months later and you still continue that where you picked up where you left off, nothing wrong with that. Like eh, it is good to give advice. That was my like critique on Big Joel, is that he was saying I'm not giving advice, and he lists off a bunch of stuff that was advice. Um, it is about feeling. It is about cleaning your room. It is about being presentable. It's about working on skills that you lack, not just working on skills that you are good at. Right? If you were good at dating, you'd be dating. Like you'd have a girlfriend, right? But it is a lot of someone could be you could be at the right time, wrong place, in the wrong city, attracted to the wrong people. It could be a lot of things could happen that lead you to where you are, but he is right that you do have to shoot or shoot. It is a numbers game, but also be cognizant of where you are on this ladder. You know how many of these like how many of these dudes who think they're, I'm gonna give you both, right? There's a lot of guys who think that ugly women are way uglier than they are as men, but they're really ugly men. Not just in physical stature, but they don't have any money. They don't take care of themselves. But they think that a woman who is slightly below average, like the woman could be a 4, and they're a 1, and not just looks, but like prospects, things of that nature. And he's still not willing to date that woman because, oh, I need X, Y, and Z. It's okay to hope for what you hope for, as long as you're okay with being alone. Because I say the same thing about women. Women are like, if I can pay my own bills, why would I let him come in and make me? Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. Yeah, you can pay your own bills. You're an idiot though, because paying 100% of your own bills is worse than paying 50% of your own bills. But if that's your prerogative, that's okay. But just be okay being alone. Be okay with somebody who's like, hey, I don't. I'm not here to be your wallet. I'm not interested in a person like that. And stop saying there's no good men around, because what you mean, men know what I'm about to say. If a woman calls you a real man, she's glad she can take advantage of you. That's what I'm saying. Like if she says, "Oh yeah, he a real man," there's a lot of labor she's putting on you that she's glad you're taking off her hands. That's an insult to men who are smart. Men do not want to be called real men, right? But same thing for goes for men, right? Like be cognizant of where you are. Be aware of where you are in the dating pool and try to level up from there. It's not, but you can still date while you're on that path. Just be comfortable knowing where you are. Dating is difficult. Anybody who says it's easy is selling you something. And if you want to just send me money instead, I can tell you right now, it's difficult. But you learn, man. You get some good friends around you, especially people in long-term relationships. Find out what they like about them. Ask the spouse too. Say like, man, what do you like about him? And hopefully they answer it. And hopefully they got something. But there's lessons to be learned out there. And if you wouldn't date you as the opposite gender, then you're not worth dating. That's the best advice I can give you. Keep working. I'm gonna link Adam something's video in the description. Um, like I said, his other content's great. Like when you talk about public transit, and it may be cultural. Maybe wherever he's from, Hungary, I think. I don't know. Wherever he's from, they go on 7 to 8 dates before they get anything popping. But in America, we move quicker than that. Hey, but like I said, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great day. One.